Our chief legal correspondent, Jan Crawford, has been tracking this issue. So, Jan, first off, explain the exceptions to the rule.
Well, I mean, you know, they say that the devil's in the details, right? And the Supreme Court said that people with a close, bona fide relationship with someone in the U.S. Would not be covered by this ban. So what's the close relationship mean? We've now got some guidance from the State Department, and they're saying that a close family relationship would include, say, a parent, spouse, child, or sibling who's already in the United States. But grandparents and grandchildren, aunts, uncles, other extended family members, they're not going to be considered a close relationship. So I think you may see some litigation there, Anne-Marie, like if a grandchild is denied a visa. And then when it comes to like those business ties, the close business relationship, the State Department is saying there that that has to be formal and documented and formed in the ordinary course. You can't just do that for the purpose of evading the ban. And then there are other exceptions that they've announced, like infants, adopted kids, people who need urgent medical care, and people who've already been issued visas. So there are quite a number of exceptions. And the State Department is issuing these pretty specific guidelines because obviously they're not wanting to have some of the chaos that we saw when this first travel ban rolled out back in January.
Right, indeed. So the Supreme Court is supposed to be hearing this case in October.
Right.
As you mentioned, the ban will last about 90 days, so it'll expire before anything actually happens. So clarify that. What's going to happen?
You know, and that's kind of up in the air right now because parts of this ban are only scheduled to take effect for 90 days. So the clock is ticking, right? Now, remember, the Trump administration said they needed this ban in place so that they could review the immigration vetting procedures, and that's why it's going to take 90 days or so. So presumably now that review is underway. And so this ban may have been expired and may not even be necessary by the time that the court gets around to hearing arguments. And that means that there is a chance that this whole case at that point would be moot and just go away.
Well, I guess that's also the question because the Trump administration has been arguing that this travel ban is needed because they need the time right now to sort of review the vetting process. They want to beef up the vetting process. So how much different could this case look by October?
Well, if the ban is unnecessary by October or it's gone away, for example, the Trump administration comes out and says we no longer need this ban, we finished our vetting, or let's say these 6 mostly Muslim countries that are part of the ban. I mean, those are targeted because they're considered sponsors of terrorism or, you know, terrorist states. They're not cooperating there with screening procedures. If, say, something there changes, one might go off the list. Who knows? A lot can happen between now and October, and the court did in that kind of unanimous decision, which I think surprised some people that all 9 justices were together on this. The court did say they wanted to hear briefs as part of this case on whether it still would be a valid case by October or whether or not it was in fact moot. So I think that is a really serious question that the court may never even get to this case. Bottom line is, though, this travel ban is going into effect.
And we will see how it shakes out. It's going to go into effect a little later on today. And really, there's a lot that you can talk about, but you really can't tell the impact until you really see this law at work. So we'll see how it goes. Jan Crawford, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.